Morning. It is morning. Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I feel like I'm extra super shiny today because I've just put some moisturiser on. Welcome to a sort of mini book haul. Well, not a mini book haul, there's 8 books here. I'm very excited about all of them. But I was trying to think what to film and my brain isn't in the right space at the moment. I thought I'll film a lovely book haul of books that I've recently acquired. So let's start with the books that I bought. So towards the end of September, also haven't got much of a voice today either. Towards the end of September, we went away for the... I really haven't got much of a voice today. We went away for my mum's birthday and stayed in an Airbnb in Suffolk, which was lovely. And on the way there, we stopped at Bluewater and I went into Waterstones there with the main intention to buy India Express by Rukmini Iyer. Rukmini is the author of the Roasting Tin books. You will know I'm a massive fan of the Roasting Tin books. The Green Roasting Tin is my favourite cookbook of all times. All thriller, no filler in that book. And this is another book by Rukmini, which is focusing on Indian food. Her parents are Indian and from different parts of India, and this is focusing on Indian food, and it's mainly vegan, vegetarian, and there are some fish recipes in there, so suitable for all, but if you're pescatarian, even more suitable for you, I would imagine. Looks amazing. I haven't made anything from it. What I really appreciate about these books is that there's at the back, so first of all, is that mainly it's chopping, putting in a tin, putting it in the oven. There are a few more other things in here. So for example, a dal that's cooked in a pot and on the hob and things like that. But I really, really, really like the bit at the back where she tells you what sort of recipes you could pair with what and for different situations. It's like if you were having a party or if you're having a lunch, or here we go, South Indian style dinner party, weekend brunch. And I just really, really like the layout of them. I find them faultless, these books. So very, very highly recommended. Once I've cooked something from this, I will let you know even more how I found it. And then while I was in there, I also saw this, the most beautiful autumnal book you've ever seen in your life, by Rowan and Yew, by Melissa Harrison. I've read All Among the Barley by Melissa Harrison, seen her talk at the Cambridge Literary Festival. And also, I think I've got like a nature, here it is, yeah. So I've got this, which is an anthology of spring, and they do one of these for each of the seasons. I should get hold of the other ones actually, and she is the editor of those. So yeah, she's very involved with sort of nature writing. Can't get that back in, we'll sort that out later. But this is a middle grade book, and it just sounds so adorable. And the end papers and things like this, look, they're just like the most beautiful map you've ever seen. But this is about, so this is as autumn arrives, Moss Sorrel, Burnett and Dormer decide to return home to Ash Row to unravel a riddle that might explain why they're kind of fading from the wild world. When you're only one hand high, it's a journey filled with both danger and delight, golden leaves, shiny conkers and the brightest of berries, but also storms and the first frost of winter. They have friendship, good sense and humour on their side, but will it be enough to secure a future for the hidden folk, or will they need to go further and find a way to work with the most unreliable of creatures, humans? So I was talking about this book in one of my reading vlogs and a few people said, oh, actually, that's the second in a series. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I should read the first in the series first. And I said to you guys, oh, will I be able to manage this if it's not the first in the series? And a few people said, get the most of it, get the first in the series. So next time I was strolling past Waterstones or Wetherspoons, I bought the first one, which is by Ash, Oak and Thorn. And I wonder, I mean, this to me looks like it's set in spring based on, I mean, these two front covers, look at them. Just look at them. 3 little people wake from their winter sleep, it is spring, in an old ash tree. Moss, Burnett and Cumulus, lovely, usually love spring, but their joy turns to worry when they discover that Cumulus is starting to fade away. The trio set off in search of answers, only to discover that they must travel far beyond the countryside to a loud, busy and danger-filled place called the Hive. Oh, and it says, this book in 3 words is nature, wonder and adventure. How lovely. So yeah, so I will get round to this hopefully this month because I would like to read this as well. So yeah, they sound like really cosy, comforting reading. Then from my wish list, which was super, super kind, and this was sort of anonymously sent because they said from a fellow bookworm, I've got Fun Home, a Tragicomedy by Alison Bechdel. This is a non-fiction graphic novel about, well, it says here, it's a fresh and brilliantly told memoir marked by gothic twists, a family funeral home, sexual angst and great books like Marjane Satrapi's Persepolis, which I loved. Its story It's a story exhilaratingly suited to graphic memoir form. Meet Alison's father, obsessive restorer of the family's Victorian home, funeral director, high school English teacher, icily distant parent, and closeted homosexual who, as it turns out, is involved with his male students and a babysitter. Through a narrative that is alternately heartbreaking and fiercely funny, we are drawn into a daughter's complex yearning for her father. When Alison comes out as homosexual herself in late adolescence, the denouement is swift, graphic, and redemptive. Sounds amazing. I'm so looking forward to reading that. So that's going on my TBR for this month, as are these two. Also, is going on my TBR this month. Another book that I bought this month is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I bought this from the charity desk at my work. What a bargain. 50p. Amazing. And this is all about witches. So hidden among us is a secret coven of witches. Known as Her Majesty's Royal Coven, they protect crown and country from magical forces and otherworldly evil, but their greatest enemy will come from within. There are whisperings of a prophecy that will bring the coven to its knees, and four best friends are about to be caught at the centre. Will Helena, Neve, Leonie and Elle be able to stop the prophecy before it's too late? Or will the differences that have seen them grow apart since childhood be too great to overcome? Life as a modern witch was never simple, but now it's about to get apocalyptic. So yeah, this is the Juno's first adult series, and it's the first in a series. I think the second one might be out now. I follow Juno on Instagram and I remember seeing that was happening. Starts with a lovely map. So yeah, these I've already mentioned in my TBR, so you might have seen them already. Then from my local cancer research shop, who do 2 books for £1, I got a Persephone book, another one to add to my ever-growing collection of Persephone books that I own and have never read. My arm still really hurts from having my COVID jab yesterday, so I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be my 5th one. I haven't read any of them. And this is, well, this one I thought would be a good start because it's really short anyway. It's less than 100 pages. That's a lie, it's 117 pages. And look at the font on the page. It's like floating, isn't it? And this is, it was first published in 1932. And it's a sardonic and beautifully written novella. I think it's astonishingly good, complete and sharp and individual, says Virginia Woolf. And let's have a look. Well, the thing is about the end papers. Oh, this is a different one as well because it's got like a sort of portrait on the front there, but they never really tell you what's happening in these. God, these are so gorgeous. That painting is done by Harold Knight and it's called Girl Reading, and it was painted in 1932. How are your lectures going? Asked Kitty of Joseph. Very well, thank you, he said. We heard about the practices of the Minoan Islanders upon reaching the age of puberty at the last one. He started snapping up his cutlet. How terribly interesting. Yes, very. Like to hear about them? Offered Joseph. Kitty, dear child, Kitty, Kitty. Open the window a trifle at the top, will you? The air gets so terribly stuffy in here always, cried out Mrs. Thatcham very loudly. I think I'm going to like it. And then I also got No Shame by Tom Allen. I believe this is his, so this is a memoir of Tom Allen, this guy here who is a comedian in the UK. I find him hilarious. I listen to his podcast every single week. It's a lovely podcast, and I don't mean this with any shade, to fall asleep to. It's him and Susie Ruffle, both of them are gay and talking to each other. It's called Friends Like These? No. Like-minded friends. And look at me saying how much I love it, and my brain is not with it, it's not engaging. And yeah, they have a lovely chat. I find him very, very funny. And yeah, this is his memoir about growing up. I really like this first little excerpt from the book. When I was 16, I dressed in Victorian clothing in a bid to distract people from the fact that I was gay. It was a flawed plan. I find Tom hilarious, so I'm really looking forward to reading about his childhood. And he's also from Bromley in Kent, which is the county that I'm from, so there we go. And then lastly, we bought a second-hand copy of Appetite by Nigel Slater. You'll know that Nigel Slater's book, The Christmas Chronicles, is a book that I like to read every single year. It's separated into little excerpts daily from about the 1st of November on the lead up to Christmas and afterwards. And I love, love, love Nigel's food writing, as well as his recipes. And Dave and I are getting married, and we have a excerpt, one of our wedding readings is going to be from Appetite. And we bought this thinking, well, this will be lovely because the person we're going to ask to do the wedding reading, we can get them to read it, and then afterwards we can frame it. However, the wedding reading spans 2 pages, so we will try and do that, but it might be a bit crafted, let's say. So those are the 8 books that I've got my hands on towards the end of September and the beginning of October. Would love to hear what you guys have been reading recently, if any of these sort of tickle your fancy. And I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video. I do not know how I'm going to hold these up for the thumbnail, but we'll give it a go now, shall we? Oh, I did it.